Ladies and gentlemen, I want to express my deep concern and share with you the critical developments unfolding in the Amhara region. As many of you are already aware, a fierce and intense conflict has erupted between the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, and Amhara Fano in various areas of the Amhara region. In this video, we will delve into the latest reports we have received from the battlefield, shedding light on the evolving situation. According to the most recent updates emanating from the Amhara Fano Central Command in Mersa, Habru, operations have been carried out in several towns, including Babu, Wirgesa, Wichale, Robert, Bisitima, Haik, Kutabia, and Boru Meda. Wello Fano forces are actively expanding their operations into South Wello, gaining control over key towns. The reports indicate that in certain areas, Fano forces have achieved complete dominance, while in others, they exert influence over significant portions of the city. Simultaneously, Fano forces have intensified their activities, executing over 10 ambushes in different regions, with notable incidents reported in Kombolcha. These strategic maneuvers signify a concentrated effort to capture Dessie, prompting Amhara regional officials to evacuate Dessie and relocate to Kombolcha as a precautionary measure. Adding to the complexity of the situation, we have received reports that a major ENDF officer from Sidama has defected to Fano Amhara forces. Shockingly, he was accompanied by over 100 soldiers under his command in Bisitima Wollo. The defection of such a high-ranking officer and a significant number of troops underscores the challenges faced by the ENDF. The reports further indicate that the ENDF has suffered heavy losses, with several soldiers reported killed and wounded in the ongoing conflict. These developments highlight the gravity of the situation in the Amhara region and the evolving dynamics of the conflict. Amidst the escalating conflict in the Amhara region, reports suggest that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government is formulating a strategy to bring an end to the hostilities within a span of 2 weeks. According to sources, the plan involves concluding the war and subsequently initiating negotiations once the Amhara Fano force is perceived to be significantly weakened, rendering it unable to sustain an armed struggle. Anchor Media, in a report on Monday, outlined the government's intentions to take measures against key Fano leaders and engage in extensive military operations to debilitate the group before entering into negotiations. The undisclosed sources, claiming to have insider information within Ethiopia, conveyed that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed believes Fano must be considerably weakened before any negotiation can commence. Allegedly, he has given directives for an all-encompassing military operation in the Amhara region, with the expectation that it will be concluded within the stipulated 2-week time frame. On a related note, the Amhara regional president, in a statement released on Sunday, asserted that there would be no clear winner in the war within the Amhara region. The president called on the populace to support government efforts in combating Fano, characterizing it as a group operating in the name of Fano. Notably, the president emphasized the inadequacy of relying solely on the government's security structure to combat the group effectively. Sources indicated that authorities in the Amhara region have proposed to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed the urgency of negotiating with Fano as quickly as possible. However, these calls have reportedly been ignored by the government, which is intent on completing the military operation within the aforementioned 2-week time frame after declaring a state of emergency in the region in early August 2023. Media outlets locally are reporting that the conflict between government troops and Fano forces is widespread across most parts of the Amhara region. In a separate but equally significant development, Abiy Ahmed's government is currently engaged in negotiations with the group known as the Oromo Liberation Army, designated by the Ethiopian parliament as a terrorist organization linked to the massacre of tens of thousands of ethnic Amhara civilians in the Amhara region. This negotiation is occurring in Tanzania, and what has raised concerns is the participation of Ethiopian army leaders representing the government, potentially compromising the neutrality of the defense force in political affairs. Sources close to the radical ethnic Oromo nationalist group have suggested that the negotiation in Tanzania is showing positive developments with an agreement anticipated. Notably, the government has not publicly disclosed these negotiations, and the terms remain unknown, prompting scrutiny from opposition parties and the public alike. The situation is fluid, and as we await Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's appearance in the Ethiopian parliament, the trajectory of these negotiations and their implications on the broader geopolitical landscape remains uncertain. Stay tuned for further updates on this complex and rapidly evolving situation. These developments highlight the gravity of the situation in the Amhara region and the evolving dynamics of the conflict. As the situation continues to unfold, we will strive to provide you with timely and accurate updates. Our thoughts are with the civilians caught in the midst of this conflict, and we hope for a swift resolution to bring peace and stability to the region. Stay tuned for further updates as we closely monitor the situation on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, as we navigate through the intricate web of unfolding events and pivotal developments, your engagement and connection with our updates become increasingly paramount. We implore you to stay tuned to our channel for comprehensive coverage of the dynamic situations shaping our world. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel to ensure you don't miss out on the latest information and in-depth analyses.